What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here of Tobacco Talk Media. I have got for this review what is a brand new Vitola in very limited quantities of my 2021 runner-up for Cigar of the Year. That cigar came from Casa Cuevas Cigars, and it's the Patrimonio. This new Vitola is only available in one location, like I said, in very limited quantities. Want to know what the new Vitola is and where you can find it? Let's check out the cigar together. Okay, so let's take a look here and see what this cigar is all about and what Vitola it is exclusively offered in. So as we look down here, we can see the box of cigars. You can see that it's got a black uh, gloss finish cigar box, and it's got the black finish on it. And this cigar box, if you are familiar with the Casa Cuevas line, you'll know that this represents their Maduro in their core line. This actually is the same box that is used for their Prensado version of the Maduro, which is a 6x48. It's a box press. And so this box is being used for it because it is the exact same size. So the exclusive Vitola, it is a Prensado. It is a 6x48 box press. And as I mentioned, these are limited in quantities. As you can see right here, I have box 20 of 50. There are only 50 boxes of 20 out there available. There are some bundles available as well, but let's open it up and take a look inside here. So as we open it up, nice tight seal. It is packed with Boveda. I did pull that out already, but we can see here as we open it up, the beautiful, beautiful presentation that Casa Cuevas does with all of their boxes. The ribbon here, so it is easy to pull out the first cigar. It's actually sitting behind two of them for ease of access. But let's take one of these cigars out. Let's look at it. Let's cut it and light it and see what it is all about. Okay, so let me show you what the band on this looks like up close without it being in the cello. You can see right there the beautiful white and gold coloring of the band and the secondary band that says Patrimonio. It's the exact same band and secondary band used in the regular production sizes, the three different Vitolas that this is offered in. So let's take a closer look at the cigar. So as we look here, we can see up close, we've got the primary band and the secondary band. It says Casa Cuevas. It has the 4 stars on the primary band and now 5 stars, representing the 5 generations of Casa Cuevas cigars. And it says Patrimonio. For those that don't know, Patrimonio was created, this blend was created by Luis Cuevas Jr. as well as Alec Cuevas together to basically thank and give homage to Luis Cuevas Sr., who is very much alive and a very integral part of the Casa Cuevas Cigars operation. So that's what the cigar looks like. Now let's cut it, light it, and see what it's all about. So from the cold draw, I'm picking up strong notes of cedar, a little bit of some honey sweetness, and a little bit of creaminess in there as well. Let's toast it up. Okay, so upon initial light up, I'm getting some white pepper on the palate. I'm getting quite a bit of creaminess and a lot of cedar wood. We'll see what the cigar is like as it continues to push forward. I'm actually curious how this compares to the regular production Patrimonio, but time will tell on that. I'm going to jump into the first third. When I come back, I'll let you know the blend of the cigar, any more information about it, and tell you about an article that Half Wheel put out about this cigar specifically. Okay, let's take a look at it here as it sits in the ashtray at the end of the first third, and let me show you the burn here. You can see that the burn has just a hint of a wave to it. Nothing terrible at all with it, but doing very, very well. That's the worst part of it right there, but really for a box press, you can't complain at all. So let's talk about the flavor notes in the first third. We'll get into the blend, all of that information. Flavor notes in this first third. You definitely have that creamy note that is there. That is definitely much more noticeable on the long finish, but you also have that nuttiness that's in there, and it's like a cinnamon toasted, almost like a caramelized almond. Really, really good. I love nuttiness and I love caramel in cigars, and this has like a caramelized kind of nuttiness, caramelized almond note in there that I am absolutely loving. The pepper is a bit of a white pepper. It's a little bit on my palate. When you retrohale, you pick up a little bit more of it, but it is nothing that is going to blow out your nostrils whatsoever. It's not going to water your eyes, nothing like that at all. Let's talk about the blend on this. This features an Honduran Corojo wrapper. It has an Ecuadorian Habano binder, and then the fillers are from Nicaragua, the Dominican Republic, and Peru. So in the first third, what I've noticed that's different from this one from the core line or the main production of this is there isn't really any earthiness in this one that I very vividly remember there being in the first third of the regular production one. Strength on this is toned down as well. I would say that this is probably a mild plus in strength right now, full body flavored, really rich, deep flavors, rich smoke output. The draw on it is very, very nice, so it's doing really well in the first third. If you go to halfwheel.com, you'll see that Patrick Legreed did an article on this specifically, talking about the blend, what went into it, and he interviewed and talked with Michael Wells of Little Guy Cigar Shop. Michael's a good friend of mine, and when I heard that this was going on, I was really excited about it, and so, of course, I, had to check it out. But Half Wheel put out an article, really good one. And what Patrick talked about was what went into it, what Michael feels the differences between this cigar and the regular production of the Patrimonio are, but also talked about why this is so unique. So this was done as a limited run specifically for a cigar club called Shadow Smokers Legion. Great group of guys. I've known guys from that group for a number of years, and they had an annual meetup in Miami, and they wanted to have a cigar specific for that. That was just for them to unveil, to have as theirs, and then for Michael with Little Guy Cigar Shop. If you didn't catch it, that's who has this cigar. I can't tell you to go get it, but you know where it's found. So that's what this cigar comes from. Shadow Smokers Legion is led by a guy named Tony. Good guy. He's put his heart and soul into the club and what it does. But with what Michael did, talking with Luis Cuevas back at TPE last year, talked about what could go into it and what they could do as something special. Or excuse me, TPE this year, what could go into it and what would be special to do for the club. This is where they landed because it was something different than Casa Cuevas has ever put out, even though it's an existing blend that they have. Read the article, you also will learn that they had to pull out, I believe it was half of a leaf from the original blend to make this one because it's a box pressed. And I don't know exactly what leaf they pulled out or what half of leaf they pulled out. My guess would be Dominican because of the earthiness, but I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing on that one. So there you know the reason behind it, you know where you can find this cigar, and you know why it was created, the blend on it, all of those different things. Go and check out that Half Wheel article if you want to learn more about the cigar. Great article. Patrick did a great write-up on it. I'm going to jump into the second third. When I come back, I'll let you know about any flavor transitions, what the cigar is doing at the time, and well, we'll go from there. Okay, let me show you the burn here at the end of the second third. You can see that the burn is doing very well. Nice mascara line, and is straighter than it was at the end of the first third. So doing quite well with that. Okay, let's talk about the flavor notes in this second third. They continue to develop. The caramelized almond cinnamon note is absolutely still forefront, but it is even now with the creaminess. The cream on this is absolutely delicious. There's a little bit of the cedar wood that is coming back in now, but the pepper does ramp up. It does go from a white pepper coating the palate to a black pepper that still coats the palate, but you notice it much more on the retrohale than you do if you don't retrohale, but it's still very noticeable both ways. The strength on this, I would say that this is probably at about a medium now. Not super strong. The original Patrimonio blend was much stronger, in my opinion, than this one is, and it has been toned down by what they did with the little change in the blend, and it has smoothed it out even more than I thought it was originally. So very good. Draw on it is performing flawlessly, and the smoke output is very plentiful, still full body, flavors rich, deep, very enjoyable. So I'm going to jump into the final third of this cigar. When I come back, I'll let you know whether I think it is nub-worthy or not, any changes in the flavor profiles, and anything else I think you might need to know so you can decide whether or not you want to get your hands on this very limited run. All right, let's wrap up this review. Here's the burn at the end of the cigar. As you can see, it does have just a hint of a wave to it right there. Otherwise, it is burning nice and straight, doing quite well. Okay, flavor notes as this cigar wrapped up. That almond nuttiness is still there, but there is the creamy note that is still in the forefront. The cedar wood did come back here at the end, which I really enjoyed. It complemented the other two primary flavor notes well, but the Nicaraguan tobacco does come in at the end, and you get quite a bit of the black pepper spice. I would say it's a little bit stronger of a black pepper spice than you got on initial light up and in that first third. And if you retrohale and you're one that's sensitive to spice, this one might get you, but it's not a crazy amount. I don't think it's going to completely clear your sinuses and make your eyes water, but you'll definitely notice that it's there. You may actually want to call it more of like a red chili pepper compared to a black pepper. I would say strength on this is probably ending at a good solid medium. So that's the flavor profile and what it's been doing in the final third with the burn. The draw, again, has stayed absolutely beautiful through the entire cigar. It loosened up just a little bit in the final third, which does tend to happen with box press cigars. As you get towards the end of the cigar, the tobacco warms up, it loosens up and expands just a little bit. So, is this cigar nub worthy or not? Well, I think it's pretty obvious to tell. This was number 2 in 2021 for the original blend in the 3 different sizes. They had a Robusto Gorda, they had a Toro, and then they had a Gordo size for the 3 different Vitolas for this specific, regular production of the Patrimonio. But this, as the Prensado, is very, very good. It is toned down, it is smoothed out even more than it was and than it is in the original blend in those 3 different Vitolas that it's offered, and it is absolutely a nub-worthy cigar. Michael, what you did working with Lewis on this and how it all came together, really, really good. I know that obviously, you've known Luis Cuevas for a while. Lewis, if you see this, brother, phenomenal, phenomenal cigar. A lot of people went into the input on this. Like I mentioned, SSL, Tony Wang, who is the founder of SSL or Shadow Smokers Legion, Michael Wells, Brandon Wells, cigar mechanic. No, they're not related. All had a hand in making this cigar come to fruition, and it has all been work worthwhile. So, if you are interested in this, you already know where you can get it. Go and check it out. I highly, highly recommend you do so. I know that it's in boxes. I don't know how many boxes are left at the time that this video posts, but I have only had mine for a couple days now. I wanted to let them acclimate just a little bit before I smoked and reviewed it. But go and check them out at Little Guy Cigar Shop. You can get them there. I do know that Michael's going to probably do some 5-packs and some different things with the bundles that do exist. But look online, check on his website, and see what he has to offer. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is something you need to check out because you enjoyed the Patrimonio? If this is something now that you want to check out because it's not quite as strong as the Patrimonio is, then let me know that in the comments as well. I'd love to get your thoughts down below. But that's going to do it for this edition of Tobacco Talk. Enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see you.